Recently, we all must have been seeing a lot of debates, discussions, and even analysis paralysis about Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi not being invited to the oath taking ceremony of President in waiting Donald Trump. People, especially those in India, the social media channels, or even the mainstream media, had been talking about the bonding and the friendship between Mr. Narendra Modi and Mr. Donald Trump, and this particular event being a great setback for Mr. Modi. You must be wondering as to why are we taking up this subject today on our channel, which is all about claiming your mind. To set the perspective in order, we're talking about it. We're taking this event into consideration from a perspective of diversity. Because out here at Claim Your Mind, we believe diversity is one of the critical success factors, or it's a key success factor for claiming your mind. Coming back to the event, now rather than diving into these debates, which frankly to me seem more focused on assigning blame, spinning narratives, or even I would say to get some extra YouTube views, I want to ask a more fundamental question that has not been covered in these debates. How do different cultural perspectives perceive relationships in politics and diplomacy? Are they purely transactional, driven by immediate gains? Or do they reflect deeper commitments rooted in loyalty and trust? And how can we as individuals learn from these contrasting perspectives to navigate our own lives? This situation highlights the stark difference between the Western, particularly the American mindset, and the Asian, especially Indian and the Japanese. Their approach to relationship, be it politics or in business. The American approach is pragmatic and transactional. For instance, the US recalibrated its stance on Saudi Arabia, prioritizing energy security and strategic interests despite their earlier reservations. Similarly, its sudden withdrawal from Afghanistan was guided by immediate priorities, leaving the regional allies like India and Pakistan to adjust to the fallout. In contrast, the Japanese way emphasizes long-term trust and loyalty. Let's take a case study of India and the Japanese bullet train project. Despite delays and rising costs, the Japanese has stayed committed, reflecting its cultural philosophy of building enduring partnerships. This highlights an important lesson. Relationships, be it in diplomacy or life, can be based on short-term utility or long-term trust. And both approaches have their own place. There is no absolute right or there is no absolute wrong between these two approaches. But the point is, we have to understand and accept both these approaches and act in a judicious manner. Now here's what, where the things get interesting. This contrast between the mindsets isn't about one being right or wrong. Instead, it's a lesson in diversity. The diversity of thought, culture, and strategy. This ties directly to the theme of our channel, Claim Your Mind. When we accept and respect diversity, we expand our ability to navigate complex situations and relationships. We free ourselves from rigid expectations and adapt to the realities in front of us. So instead of getting caught up in debates about who should, who shouldn't have been invited, ask yourself, how do you approach relationships in your life? Are you transactional like the Americans, focusing on immediate goals? Or do you prioritize trust and loyalty just like the Asians do? More importantly, how can you balance these approaches to create win-win connections that are meaningful and lasting. How do you balance these perspectives to create synergetic and symbiotic relationships? The debates about invitations and protocols might dominate headlines, but the real question for us is this: how can we, as individuals, learn from these differing worldviews to take control of our minds and navigate life with clarity and purpose? When we claim our mind, we empower ourselves to respect diversity, make thoughtful choices, build relationships that truly matter. Good luck. And yes, I would love to hear from you, your views on this different take on the recent event and how do you perceive it. Thank you.